Pittsburgh Steelers playoff scenario, ways that the Steelers can make the playoffs. And I know it's always better to control your own destiny, make it on your own so you don't have to be in these predicaments. But, things happen and this is where you are. So these are the ways the Pittsburgh Steelers can make the playoffs this year. Now, there's numerous ways, the Steelers can make the playoffs. But, the best case for the Steelers is the win, to beat the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday and either have the Miami Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills. Now, that game is for, the division. Now, had the Miami Dolphins lost, to the Ravens, then, had the Miami Dolphins win, beat the Ravens, then they get the number one seed. Then, this game probably is meaningless. It'll have more meaning for the Buffalo Bills because they have to win to get in. So they would be playing, with more motivation than Miami. They would be looking to rest guys and get ready, for the playoffs and things like that. So now, it's more motivation for Miami Dolphins, and plus the way they lost to the Baltimore Ravens, man, they got steamrolled. So, you don't want to go out like that. You don't want to go into the playoffs like that. So I know they're going to be motivated to try to, come back, bounce back off of that. Tyreek Hill, I know he's going to be motivated because he was, neutralized in that game. I know he has an ankle and everything, but, he can still do some things. He's out there. So that game there, that's a toss up, and I think the Miami Dolphins may beat the Buffalo Bills. That gets the Steelers in if they beat the Baltimore Ravens. And then the Tennessee Jacksonville game. You need Tennessee Titans to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Mike Vrabel, the coach, for the Tennessee Titans, man, he was very passionate. And in a clip, he said they hate to lose. He hates to lose. It sucks. And, so he's going to be fired up. I think it may be, it may be Derrick Henry's last game, as a Titan, so he may want to go out with a bang. And the coach Vrabel, I think his contract is up at the end of the year. There's talks about, will he go to New England if Belichick leaves and things like that. So, maybe a little interest there. So they may want to go out a winner, so the Titans will have a little motivation, to come in there. And the quarterback, though, I think their quarterback, Will Levis, I think he had a foot injury. So they might be rolling with Tannehill in this game here. But, Henry's still going to be motivated to do his thing and run. So those are the two likely, the best case scenarios, because you don't need multiple things that happen. All you need is to handle your business with the Ravens and then have those teams lose one of them. You don't need both. That's the thing, with these scenarios here, is that there's multiple ways. And then these ones here are likely, you win, though one of those two teams lose, you're in, so that's the best case. And then there's the other ones, as you can see. And then there's even a scenario that the Steelers can make it with a loss. They lose to the Ravens, and now it gets a little complicated then, because you need a bunch of things, to happen. And now you're just really crossing your fingers, watching games and things like that, pacing, and you know how that goes when you need all of those things to happen. So, win, and that gives you the best chance, and if the Steelers can make it in there, and you look at those two games, man, you can really say three, but the Indianapolis Colts was they're in the playoffs. They're a playoff team as of now, so you can, kind of say, okay, a loss is a loss, but okay. But the Arizona Cardinals and the Patriots, man, you say, man, you get one of those, and then maybe you don't be in this situation, so, those games come back to haunt you. But like I said, things happen. And the one thing the Steelers do have have in their favor, the teams that they are tied with. You know, to say something that the Steelers have, they're the favorites. You know, they have the one up on all the teams that they're tied with. You know, so I don't know how that goes. Maybe it's division. The Steelers only have one division loss. How it goes by conference, or you know, the scheduling, or how that goes. But you would think that the Colts and Houston, the teams that beat the Steelers, you know, will have the one up, the tiebreaker if they would finish. But the Steelers, the way it goes down is the Steelers would have the one up on those teams there. So that's why, you know, if they don't tie and things like that, those scenarios play out for the Steelers too. So, you know, so it's not all bad. You know, you look and you say, man, you lose those 3 games, and you say, man, the playoff picture is dim, is far-fetched, and the percentages are low. I know there was some saying they were like in the teens, maybe 15% and things like that. But, you know, you win 2 games back to back, and you put yourself in a position, you know, not as bad as you think. So, like I said, you want to make it on your own, control your own destiny. Maybe you can be in a position to rest your guys and things like that. But, you know, it's the league, and you got to roll with the punches. So, Baltimore Ravens is the game coming up. No Lamar Jackson. He's sitting down. Tyler Huntley, you know, he's going to want to win the game, so you can't take that lightly. And there's probably going to be a lot of starters out there, because you can only sit so many guys, and they have some injured guys who's going to have to take that spot. So there's going to be a lot of starters out there. You know, you're going to have Arthur Mollett. You know, he's going to be motivated and want to stop the Steelers from making the playoffs and things. So, you know, and if the Steelers can get in the playoffs, man, which I think, you know, the chances are higher than it looked, you know, coming in a few weeks ago with the losses and things like that. Things start to shape up for the Steelers. But if the Steelers can get in there, you know, you got Minkah Fitzpatrick coming back, Landon Roberts coming back, man, you know, and with that offense playing the way it's been playing, Mason throwing that ball all around, man, they could be a tough out. You know, Steelers could be a tough out playing with house money. You know, you sneak in the playoffs, and it's like, hey, man, what do we got to lose? Let's go in here and give these teams all they can handle, you know, and maybe come out with a win, man. You know, you figure you go into Kansas City, man, yeah, maybe 2 years ago you say, oh, man, how you going to go in there and beat Mahomes? But they're pretty vulnerable right now. You know, you see the game that last week that they just played with the Bengals with Browning, you know, and they gave them all they can handle, you know, so they're not as tough as they used to be, you know, the offense and the firepower. So you may be able to go into Kansas City and steal a game, you know. So yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers are still alive, still have a pulse. You know, playoff chances are better than they seemed, you know. So best case, like I said, is you got to handle your business. Even though you can clinch with a loss, you don't want it to go down like that. You know, it's bad enough that you're in this position already. So why not handle your business and then let the chips fall where they fall? So Steelers and Ravens. Saturday, matter of fact, Saturday, you know, 4:15, I believe, and take it from there. Pittsburgh Steelers still alive. Here we go. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.